our idea was to bring art into the public, and there's this generic face that we have. We have a screen already made with this face.
Okay.
And then we're asking people to screen print it and to make it more their own, and mainly from a racial and ethnicity point of view. Or, for younger people, for kids, we just ask them to make the face look more like themselves.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's kind of the idea, and we call the project Chance Choice. The race that we're born into is just by chance. We don't have a say in that, but the way that we talk about it, the way that we present ourselves, is our choice.
We're going to the site where that all intersects,
Okay.
and offering people to speak about their experience.
I believe choices are really not really an option sometimes because of my identity. Because maybe there's no many choices in my community. So chances is more maybe the reason, and when there's those chances, I had to take it. I need to really, really take the chances because the chances it maybe is wanna be once or twice. So depends on identity and community. So there's people that have many choices, but sometimes things happen and there's nothing alike. So you have you just want one chance and take it and learn in order to move forward, and maybe you can bring the choices to your community and provide more tools for them to choose. But if not, and I feel more this is I'm a artist of color, so maybe I'm just saying that because that's what I experienced and happened to me.
These are words that we use in America, right, for race, and we were wondering if any of those words make sense to you, or if you would like to add other words to better describe us, right? We in America we seem to have trouble talking about these themes, and we wanted to discuss this in a positive light. But we're hitting every mission from north to south.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
and the idea is we're going to hit all 21 of them.
That's
So-
cool. And why the missions? Because that's how kind of started like that.
This idea that everyone, unless you're indigenous, is an immigrant here. Colonization of this place
Started right
started with this mission,
Okay.
1777.
Right.
In addition to that, it's been Mexico longer than it's been California. And
Okay.
people don't have that understanding either. This site, it's very site specific in talking about how do you navigate and what are your choices and your chance around immigration.
Okay.
And then how do you
Interesting.
navigate that in a place like this that's so electrified? Like this site has all of that embedded within the sediments of the time here.
Chance and choice. Not sure I understand the question. Oh, well, I think choice is the easier one because it is what I choose to do, right? I have a choice to do what I want to do. Chance is what occurs to me, in my view, right? I mean, the world interacts with us, but how we react to that world is the choice part of it. Well, I mean, one of the most profound choices I made was to come over here, right? And the why, the I came from another country where I found out that life here was different. And so I made a choice to come here because this is what I think is right and not where I was.
With us, your artwork will participate. So put it right here, put the squeegee here, press down,
Can I put it back?
angle, and pull
How
hard.
they put this C here?
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Perfect.
Gotcha.
Perfect. I think you're
I
good.
think about that a lot, actually, as someone who is mixed race myself, and I'm half Mexican, half
French, but I'm born here in America. A lot of intersectionalities constantly. I'm thinking personally, and I think it's just, and then it's also, I also think every day of how others perceive me. And so it's just another intersectionality of what my identity means internally and then externally to others, because it's something, and being a woman, and how I identify is something I'm constantly thinking about, even or subconsciously too. So I think this is a great project for people to really have a deeper reflection on what that means for themselves and how they identify. I would identify as a mixed race, Latinx woman, cisgendered, heterosexual, thinking of all, how well able-bodied person, but then, it goes deeper too. Like, it's just, I feel like it's hard to encapsulate it. It's something I'm excited to think more about, and just, I'm constantly thinking about. And, next year my answer could be different too, of how I identify. I feel like the complexity of being human and the beauty of being human.
It's been pretty recent in my life that I've discovered these parts of the past. But before, I didn't even know I was missing the legends. I was just doing my normal life as a regular guy walking around until I learned more about where my parents and my grandparents had come from and what was taken from them, and then realized, oh my gosh, I have something missing. I didn't know I had something missing. Now I'm wondering, what do I not have for my children? I guess that's I thought I hadn't had before till right now, is finding out that I had an opening created an emptiness, which has given me a chance for more growth than I even knew I had.
That's kind of huge. Like all in all, I feel like in a lot of ways I lucked out, and have tried to make good choices with how I have lucked out. But the way that the dice roll, anything, like I could have been born with a horrible brain disease. I could have been born, with anything that wouldn't give me the opportunities that I've had. I don't like chance and choice. The chance I don't have control over, choices I do. That's the difference. Well, sometimes you don't know which choice is going to be the one that turns out to be the thing, but no, except you do have to work to create what you need in your life.
That is something that's also really big for me. Is one thing about my culture, we believe a lot in fate. And for me, I feel like it's more like a chance and choice are a big thing, and they kind of interplay, but sometimes you can really make a choice about something. You don't really have to wait for a chance to happen, but you can make that choice and make something happen. So for me, it's definitely they interplay, but you have to know when to pick which one, chance, or leave it up to chance, or make a choice about something. I would say yes, definitely. There were many times right after I graduated from high school, I was offered the chance of going to college far from home. And I had to assess my situation, and I had to make the choice that was opposite of that chance. Is I rejected that offer, and I had to stay home because there were more people that needed me at home at the point. So I'm like a firm believer of the saying, like, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes it feels like it's an excuse of something bad happening, but I do believe like it leads me to meet certain people. If I went to college far away, I wouldn't meet these people that is currently in my community the way that I have met them. Most definitely, there's always different experiences that, like the road not taken. You make a choice and you always stick by it. And I think that choice that I made back then, I'm perfectly happy with it. I was not happy with it at 18, but perfectly happy with it now. Definitely, yes. And it certainly opens me up to more options. It's not like an all or nothing. There's always going to be options.
Oh, you made a perfect print. So as you can see, it's a generic face. Yeah. And our question is, or our statement is that our race, we are the race we are by chance. We didn't have any say in that. But the way we interact with others and the way that we talk about race and ethnicity is a choice. So we're asking you to kind of play with this face, make it more your own. You're welcome to use any of those words there, stamp them on there, those are stamps. Or if you don't want, if none of those words define you or none of those words make any sense to you, you can also write with Sharpie or use these letters over here?
Well, I don't know. You're asking if we have free will? I mean, maybe you should go ask Descartes or something. Chance is huge. I mean, at any moment, any random thing could happen to any one of us that could be either really good, really bad, or really indifferent. I mean, you never know. So, and then that could negate or amplify any choice that you may have made in the past. So, all I can think of is the biggest, most impactful thing was having kids. That was kind of both chance and choice.
A simple way of thinking about who are you, who do you think you are, who do other people think you are, and what do you do with that information?
How ideas sometimes emerge from the simplest of things. This project emerged from words that we use in our culture to describe one another, and how those words might fail or might support that description.
Actually, I work in the healthcare business, and it's all about choice, really, and health. And it's you can't separate one or the other. I believe, and if you try, you don't exist. I believe. So, choice is about the whole human race, and hopefully, you choose the right path where you want to have others, so you can lead the way and show others the kindness and hope that to go forward. So everybody would be one in peace. So
We're asking that you screen print this face and then come on over to where I'm standing.
Okay.
You're gonna come over here, put 2 hands on the squeegee, press down, angle, and pull towards you.
Okay.
That looks really good. Excellent. And let's see. There you go. But then come over to this side. Don't be afraid.
Okay,
of us.
and now?
We're just artists.
And now you decide what you want to add to
Okay.
customize it, because this is a generic face.
Well, I think it's by chance that I was, of Vietnamese descent. It was also chance that I was raised in France. Also chance that I came here to the U.S. And then I think it's been a choice every day for me to try to just not stick with people who look like me or speak the same language as me. I feel like the opportunity of living in different countries has taught me how to be more comfortable around different people, because I was just exposed to that very early on, and I had to learn how to adapt, with different cultures. So now I feel like every time I meet someone different, it's exciting. And we say this, I also learned how to shift gears, so that I don't do something that's too culturally taboo or sensitive. I'm just more aware, I guess. But I still make a lot of mistakes.
And it's interesting how very few people feel comfortable adding directly to the face, right? And I think, that's such a generic face, it might be interesting to add more detail to it. Some of these words might make sense, they might not, right? And we're thinking about language around race in America.
Yeah, I think we have like a saying that what we are is the gift of God, and what we become is the gift that we give to God. So that way, the chances that we are created in the image of God, for us, this is what people are related. And the choice that we make is how we make people get related, and we remain as one, as God tells us to be one and be related. Yeah, it's wonderful. I like the theme of chance and choice, and then how you are trying to connect people through art and in a different way, a creative way. That's wonderful. I appreciate your efforts to do that and wish you all the best.
Our project is basically about race, and ethnicity, and we're saying that the race that we are born is just by chance. But the way that we talk about it is a choice. It was interesting. Hispanic came up a lot. Like a lot of people of Latin origin had either loved the word Hispanic or hated it, and so there was like this big conversation around Hispanic, because for some people, since they speak Spanish, this was a really good word to define themselves, and then for other people, Spanish is another colonizer's language. It's like, no, I don't even know what my real language based on my heritage would have been, right?
Their circumstance as equal to him in his classrooms and the people that he came in contact with, and that they were just people, and he didn't see the way that we start to begin to divide ourselves up as we get older. And so I think that purity is just a joy to watch, and to be really mindful of what children get taught in the environment that they're in. They really do, when they're sponges, and as they pick those things up, they take them with them into adult life. So it's really nice to really be conscious of that with a child, and really try it the best we can to open his mind up to everyone else in the world that is very, very different than he is.
So we were thinking, our thoughts here were that, we are who we are by chance. It's not like we had any choice in if we were born Latinos or white or black or Hispanic, but it is our choice how we talk about our ethnicity and our role in the United States and our space in the United States. So we created this generic face, this very simple face, to look at these words and see if any of these words define you. Okay, then I'm going to ask you to step over here and you can stamp that. You can also use Sharpies if you want to change anything on the face, alter the face in any way to better talk about your experience in America.
So I'm looking at the table and there's a print that says, do any of these words describe you? And there's POC, Latina, Chicana, biracial, Latino, immigrant, mixed, black, and then there's also just letters that people can choose. Latinx is one of the words, Hispanic is another word, Asian is a word, American is another word.
Paco.
Yes.
Francisco.
Yes. That's
¿De
my
dónde
name.
eres?
De España.
De España. Yo de Costa Rica.
Ajá. Encantado.
Eso no te va a funcionar así.
Ah, it's okay, it's okay.
Déjalo así, así sí te funciona.
Oh, in almost everything. I mean, random things happening. So everything in my life, in my identity, in my thinking, it's I mean, the weight of chance is really high. I was born in Spain, and I was very happy in there, and I thought I was going to be there, and all my future plans were there. I never thought I would go anywhere else. And since then, I've lived in Scotland, in Sweden, and here in the States, in Pennsylvania, and Georgia, and right now I'm here. So nothing of that was planned, and it just happened. So just if you go with the flow, so you never know what's going to happen. So the weight of chance is, at least in my life, very, very, very high. I mean, there is uncertainty, of course, and you don't know, but so far I cannot complain. I'm very happy how things went, even though they were not easy. There is choice, but I don't think or at least in my case, I could never know the outcome of that choice. So even you're doing choice, it's still pretty much random, but I don't think you never know the consequences of those choices. So the only thing that you can do is you choose what you feel you like most, or what you feel that it identifies better with you, and then let's see what happens. Let's go from that.
Choice to be happy, right? For survival, be happy.
So I'm trying to bring more art to make community or to share, And this is one example. We're not just doing flowers. Flowers are beautiful, but we're not just doing flowers. We're thinking about it. We're making think. I never thought about this. So art is a way of changing. So that's the opportunity, or the choice, or something I'm bringing, and I want to come back to live a community. because this can help you to heal, and move forward, because struggles is always going to be there. I'm not going to, struggles are going to be, but sometimes just do little distractions, just little interactions, give you the strength to continue and be critical and change stuff.
This is kind of the core of the work that we do, is through art practice, through art projects, looking at who we are in America, like a part of the fabric of the
Absolutely.
I thought that this would be kind of an interesting way of talking about it in a more relaxed environment.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.